Okay, I'm glad to present to you a new center, a land on which we'll build our new center, because so far we don't have our own center. All our activities are done in the house of devotees, but for the moment we will have our own center built on this site.
One of the main service projects in Gabon is an orphanage. They bring periodically bulk food items for this orphanage, collected by the devotees. They also spend time with the children of the orphanage, and they come and visit on a regular basis and try to cheer the children up. The Gabon centers have a very active bhajan group. And there's a rumor that Swami even came and once and appeared in person and materialized vibhuti for some of the devotees. In Ghana, there are many activities, but one of the principal attractions is their bookstore. They have a very well-stocked bookstore with many of Swami's books, and they have a lot of people that drop by on a regular basis, just drop in off the street, and they also screen movies. And the devotees do, on a regular basis, do service at a psychiatric hospital. The mentally ill here really appreciate the food they bring because it supplements their regular diet, and they bring fresh cooked meals that the residents of this hospital greatly appreciate, and it's always served with love and dedication to Swami, and the people in the psychiatric hospital greatly appreciate this service that the devotees do.
We are in Pokuase village, where we have a Sathya Sai clinic, which was built by the Sathya Sai Baba organization in Ghana in 1978. The chief of the village gave us a piece of land to build the clinic, but before then we were using a school classroom. But since the clinic was built soon after, that is about 1978, we've been coming here regularly every Friday, and we see about 50 to 25 patients each time we come. We see all sorts of cases, the diarrheas, malarias, sinusitis, and other common conditions in this area. This village has no other medical facility, and until we came here, they all had to trip to a town some 13 miles from here, or to Accra, to Kolebu Hospital.
Prior to their medical camp in Malawi, the devotees every morning would do their morning prayers and have a bhajan session before they started out for the day. The Malawi medical camp was instituted by the devotees of Malawi, and although many great devotees came from London to treat these poor people, it drew a tremendous crowd from all the surrounding areas. They had advertised it on the radio, and they had put up signs everywhere and contacted all the people to let them know that there was going to be a medical camp. And there was an overwhelming turnout, and they were many of them were kept behind the gate and let in selectively, and then they were seen by the certain doctors in order to diagnose what their conditions might be.
Sairam, welcome here to the Moorton Mission Hospital here. We're here with Care and Share and the Sathya Sai organization on a medical camp. This camp here, we've brought doctors from the UK. We have 3 pharmacists and 4 GPs, a general surgeon and an anaesthetist. We're registering all the people here so that they can be seen by the GPs, and we've set up a pharmacy over here for them to receive their medicine. We also have another camp which consists of optometrists and 2 dental surgeons. The way it's been advertised is we've asked people with general problems to come here, and we've arranged transport for those who have optical problems and dental problems to be ferried to our other camp. There we have 5 optometrists, 2 dental surgeons who are working around the clock to serve the needy people and provide free medical care. Also at 12 o'clock we've provided food so that everyone in the hospital can also be fed as well as receive medical attention.
We can be there.
A great many devotees came from all over to assist in this effort. Many of the devotees were actually were native Malawians who had moved away, like Mukesh was from Malawi and had gone to London, but he actually came back to do service for this activity. People were very, very sick. Many Malawians have HIV, and a large number of them, maybe as much as 80%, have malaria, and they were all very grateful for this treatment. The pharmacy was a very key component of the medical camp because nearly everyone got a prescription of some sort.
I'm Bina, pharmacist from London. As you can see, we are extremely busy. We've done about 500 prescriptions yesterday, and we're still doing yesterday's prescriptions. We have not even started today's prescriptions yet. I have a local pharmacist to help me to give out the prescriptions, which helps, and I have 2 assistants, Krishna and Sarah, they're wonderful. They work very hard.
It just depends on the patient.
Great number of people were treated during this camp, and the devotees did their best to accommodate them however they could. They served lunch during the camp every day, and they prepared the type of food that the people were used to. It's a corn-based food and served with cabbage, and the people were very grateful for it. They did run out of food towards the end of the day, the first day, not knowing how many were coming. But the people were very grateful for the food. You could tell that these are very, very hungry people, and they were very, very thankful to have a meal, in addition to being treated by the medical camp. And many of the people in Malawi are very, very hungry, and they don't have enough to eat all the time. There were a number of severe medical conditions that were treated during the camp, and many of these people do not have any medical care at all under any circumstances, so they're in a very, very unfortunate situation. Most of the time the doctors would return home, return back to the motel at night. We'd leave very early in the morning and come back late at night, so it was a long day for everyone.
We'll go in this one and this one tomorrow.
The new Kenya Sai Center is truly beautiful. It has a stupa identical to the one at Puttaparthi, and the design of the center architecturally is extremely beautiful. The inside contains many pictures from Swami's early days, and you can tell that no expense has been spared in making it really very, very, very attractive. It has a modern meeting room and conference rooms where lectures can be given and accommodate a large number of people. It has a bhajan hall that's just beautiful with 6 stained glass windows representing the 6 major religions. Got a large kitchen that can accommodate the service activities, a conference room for meetings at any time. It's got on campus, in the center it has a TASI campus, the African Institute of Sri Sathya Sai Education, where the teachers can actually get a diploma and training in EHV. The Sathya Sai Medical Clinic is in operation full-time with a full-time on-staff doctor, a paid doctor, who treats the people that come for medical care right in the center. They've constructed on the top of the center a penthouse for Swami, and every night a man turns down his bed, and there's a place for Swami to give darshan, a balcony for Swami to give darshan, actually on both sides of the building. Swami has a wonderful living area and a place where he can have meetings with people when he comes, and they do expect him to come. The Nairobi Center does Seva on Sunday mornings for children. It's strictly for children, and they serve literally hundreds of people, and they prepare the food and serve these young people on a regular basis.
Swami says we should start schools, educational institutions, to spread the message. The message that we have is to uplift humanity, both in terms of material resources, give them food, clothing, and education. Education is the greatest gift that you can give any person. So Sathya Sai School Uthiru was set up with that primary objective. Our purpose is to create a model school through which people can come and learn what Swami is talking to humanity now about education with love. Education that is based not on commercialization, but education that is based out of a spirit to serve. So our school endeavors to create an environment where teachers, students, and parents can interact together in order to realize the ultimate purpose. And that purpose is to realize that we are all divine. So we have spiritualized our education process, and we try as much as we can to create an enabling environment for these cardinal values of love, truth, peace, right conduct, and non-violence can thrive. So our teachers and the students are all sensitized about the need to exercise and practice all these values. It does not just end by being an intellectual and having an intellectual understanding of the values. The teachers bring the values from their heart, and they convey the same energy, the energy of love, to the children. And the method that we use is not head-to-head kind of approach. It is heart to heart. Our teachers understand that you can only change the children's heart if you are able to reach that heart. And the way we can reach the heart of the child is through love.
The Sri Sathya Sai School, Kisaju School, is outside of Nairobi, and it's in the Massey country. And many of the students are actually children of the Massey. Many of the boys are Massey. They actually live in the school because many of them, it's too far for them to travel every day to come to school. So they actually take a room and board at the school. So it's a boarding school, and the boys are fed wholesome food and have a place to stay in addition to receiving their free education. Cultural activities are encouraged, and particularly since it's a Massey community. They often do Maasai-related cultural dances. They have a farm on the school, and many of the boys are trained in farming, and they actually tend the farm, and the farm produces food for them. And they're actually learning farming, and they have recreational activities of all kinds. And they have a very, very important pump house and well, which serves not just the school, but many of the surrounding communities as well. There's a healthy sports activity base in the school, and the boys are very, very happy there, you can tell. The quality of the education at this Sathya Sai School is really exceptional. This blind orphanage is one of the main Seva projects of the Tanzania Center, and they've been participating in serving these blind children on a regular basis for many years. This is one of the favorite activities of the Sai devotees in Tanzania, and these children greatly appreciate the service that the devotees do there. The devotees from the Tanzania Center come on a regular basis and care for these children and make sure that all their needs are taken care of. They often bring gift packs for them. The Salvation Army has a place in Tanzania where they treat and care for orphans that are crippled and have great disabilities, and the devotees come on a regular basis to this facility, and they prepare personal packs for each of the children. It contains some juice and some personal items like toothpaste and soap and fruit and candy and things that would in general the children would need, and the children greatly appreciate these little packs that they come and bring on a regular basis. The devotees distribute these packs to each child, and they call them together in a meeting like this on a regular basis and prepare these packs and give them to the children, who greatly appreciate them. The Sathya Sai Center of Tanzania has a very active youth group, and the children also participate in the service activities, and they have bhajans and they have EHV training, and it's a very, very well received activity. The devotees of the Lagos, Nigeria Center regularly participate in coming to the State Rehabilitation Hospital for the mentally ill in Lagos, and this is a service activity that is greatly appreciated by the people that are residents of this facility. A number of devotees come on a regular basis and distribute food items and packages of personal items and in general help the people. The national headquarters of the Lagos Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization is actually in an orphanage.
We started this orphanage home sometime in 1996 when it was completed and opened. And we had about 4 or 5 children that we started with. Eventually they grew up, and then we now have about 13 children at one stage. And we have 9 children now happily staying here, and the children are doing very well. These children are orphans that are picked maybe from the streets and sent to us, either by individuals or by the government, as the case may be. And some of them were the children we started with. Some of them are a bit disabled, very few of them. We are also managing them. The place is also being thought of as a projection by the organization because it's big enough to be used for the TAISE, or the African Institute for Sathya Sai Education in Human Values, which is going to be based here as the Lagos campus. For your information, we have TAISE Zambia, we have TAISE Ghana, we have TAISE Libreville, and we're also having the Lagos campus being established here in this very compound.
His name is Dia. He has been bedridden and he was unable to walk. Now, for the last 2 months, he started walking. It is all Swami's grace that he is able to walk.
The Boys' Remand Home is a home for boys that have been in trouble, basically. And the devotees come to this facility and bring the boys personal items, you know, like soap and fruit and things like that, and toothpaste that the boys would appreciate. They come on a regular basis to see these boys and spend some time with them. The boys are very grateful. One of the most important Seva's projects undertaken by the Lagos devotees is a medical camp in a leper colony. It's actually in a very, very poor, tough section of Lagos where a number of people have leprosy. And the devotees come there and serve on a regular basis to treat these suffering people. Leprosy is a very, very tough disease that causes the loss of leprosy causes the loss of fingers and toes and even parts of your limbs and arms and feet if not treated. And leprosy has a it's treatable now, but if left untreated, you lose your fingers and toes, and it's a very tragic disease and is contagious. This young man is Suresh, one of Swami's students from the university, and he's come back to Nigeria, to Lagos, to do Seva for the less fortunate. These are some of the people that are being treated in this camp. It's primarily in a Muslim section of Lagos, a very poor section. In the heart of a village in the middle of Lagos is a Sai School.
We have 6 classes here from KG to grade 5. There are 24 children in KG. There are 20 children in grade 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there are 9 children in grade 5. And in total we have 113 children.
Probably the smallest classrooms you'll ever see. Some of these classrooms are only 6 feet by 8 feet. Some of the larger ones are 8 feet by 12 feet. And they have a teacher will, these students are from this poor village in the middle of Lagos, and they are taken out of this camp and brought here and given an education by the Sai school, and Otherwise, these children would have no education. They actually teach them silent sitting. Here you see students doing, 5 to 7-year-olds doing silent sitting, which is highly unusual. And they actually also have a medical camp for the young people and the people in the village. A number of devotees come and do service. Dr. Jayaram has been very active in nearly all of the activity at this center. In Zambia, we filmed a Lion School for the visually impaired where the devotees brought blankets to give to the blind children. Another very important medical camp that we filmed was in Kitwe, Zambia. This is way, way out in the bush, they called it, in the middle of the countryside. And a local miner had donated the land for a school, and this is a school that's adopting the Sai EHV values. And in this school, periodically they have a medical camp, and the doctors bring a great deal of medicine, pharmaceuticals, necessary, prescription necessary. Here you see a number of people lined up to get their prescriptions filled after the medical camp. And they're also, the children and people that come to the camp are also fed.
For over 20 years, Sathya Sai Service Organization has been helping us. They have been helping us in our need, and their help has been very, very specific. It's need-based. When we go and approach them, either to provide food or milk or sour milk or yogurt, they give that one. When we ask them to give the medicines, they provide us the medicines. Sometimes hospital runs out of syringes and needles. They also buy that to us. So they have been our all-weather friends. And we are really grateful to Sathya Sai Service Organization in Zambia.
Elsewhere in Zambia, at the Mother Teresa home in Lusaka, devotees serve on a weekly basis at this orphanage for the terminally ill. In Mother Teresa's words, the fruit of love is service, and the fruit of service is peace. With a tender touch, a gentle smile, and the warmth of human affection, they bring much-needed solace to the ailing children. The joy of service transforms the hearts of the devotees as well.
The Sathya Sai School in Ndola, Zambia, is probably the most famous of all the Sai schools. It was one of the first in Africa, maybe the first in Africa, and it's very, very well known as one of Swami's schools in Africa teaching the EHV program. The students get an extraordinary education here at this school, and Swami's teachings are changing the character of these young people greatly.
What you are now witnessing is a daily event, or we make it regular when the school, in its efforts to establish good community relations, look after the old people and orphans of the area. Today, the old people are receiving blankets. This is the winter season, it's very cold. A bag of mealie meal, which is the staple food, and a hamper containing salt, sugar, oil, and soap for their individual uses. These are very scarce commodities in this country, and especially among old people who have no one to look after them.
One of the most significant things about the school here is that they have a tremendous success rate. And for the past several years, they've had a graduation where all of the children have graduated successfully. There are many children on the streets in Zambia, and the devotees of Ndola on a regular basis do a Seva for these homeless people and street kids, and they bring them food and packages of toiletries and things that they ordinarily would never have a chance to receive, and they also bring them blankets, and these blankets are very, very valuable to these young people because they otherwise would be on the street with no cover or anything. The devotees also do a regular seva in a children's AIDS ward, and they bring comfort to the young people, to the babies, and to the parents who are with the children. These children have AIDS and have a high mortality rate. The parents often sit with the children, helpless to treat this terrible disease. And the devotees come and try to ease the pain as much as they can from these people, for these people. The Sai Children's Home in Zimbabwe is very well known with Bent and Berta Christensen, and they've been doing this for some time.
Yeah, I'm Birte Christensen, and you are my husband.
Yes, I'm Ben Christensen.
And we together are running this orphanage for the children in this Matopo district. And some of these orphans are infected by the HIV virus because most of the children are orphans due to the AIDS pandemic, which is very, very serious here in the southern part of Africa, particularly this area in Zimbabwe. The food situation in Zimbabwe has been very, very critical since the harvest totally failed last year. So all people, it's about 8 million out of 12 million, are is depending on handouts, where the different organizations is coming once a month to deliver food to each family.
I am Dilip Chauhan. I work with the Sathya Sai organization as a devotee, and I serve on the education committee. And what you see over here is a classroom block consisting of 2 classrooms and an ablution block. This particular place is in a place called Chitingwiza, which is about 30 kilometers from outside the center of Harare. And what you're seeing here is the beginning of what could become a tremendous Sathya Sai school. And so far, as I said earlier on, we've completed 2 classroom blocks, very well lit with natural light. We hope to have, when it's completed, another 5 classrooms, which will make a total of 7 classrooms, and we will employ 7 teachers.
The Lenasia school near Johannesburg is a Sai school that's one of the 4 in South Africa.
Well, the EHV program has 5 human values: truth, love, peace, right conduct, and non-violence. One of the values that really touches me is truth, because you have to be honest about everything in your life.
Oh Lord, take my love, let it flow in full devotion to Thee.
Some of these students, many of them come from the squatters' camps nearby, and they live in very, very difficult situations. They live inside basically just shacks with just wood to heat the food, cook the food, or heat the place. And these are just very, very terrible living conditions. And the students go, sometimes travel from these camps to the school on foot. However, they get the best education that they could ever get because they are receiving Swami's education in human values with the 5 values. They're getting an extraordinarily good education, and they get it free of cost. Good teaching from loving instructors, and they have a very, very wonderful time at the school.
Let us love and strive for freedom in South Africa, our
The Sathya Sai School, Western Cape Town, is a very, very young school. We started this year in 2004. It is a dream that has come true after many, many years of preparation for this school. The school is in grade R only. We hope to carry it forward next year to grade 1 and eventually in time to come to grade 12 and even to university level. We want to maintain these children with us right through the schooling career. We have drawn the children from the settlements around the school. The school children represent the demographics of the area. We have colored children, African children, 1 Indian child, and we have 2 Malay children. They speak different languages, and in the school itself we have the teacher who does all the hard work, and we have an assistant teacher who is very fluent in Xhosa, the local dialect, and in Afrikaans.
Many of the devotees from the Sai centers in Cape Town come and do service in the school and give a very, very loving environment to the students. And they also, the devotees, every day prepare a fresh lunch for the students who would otherwise, many of them would not even be able to bring any food. But the devotees prepare lunch for them every day so they're able to have food. The Moorton Center in Durban, South Africa, is one of the larger centers in South Africa. Great number of devotees, but it's not just the number of devotees. The quality there of devotees is really very high. They do a tremendous amount of service, like they do blood drives. They're very, very well known for their blood drives. And they also have started a new project where they actually raise tomato plants inside a hothouse, a hydroponic hothouse, and these tomato plants are actually partially supporting a Sai school and hopefully they will eventually completely support a Sai school in South Africa. They're wonderful. They have wonderful educare programs and retreats, and it's a wonderful group.
As you can see, we are giving out food hampers to the underprivileged in Marion Hill. This is one of the areas that we have targeted as a Sathya Sai organization for underprivileged and a village upliftment program. And we have started to come in here with food hampers to create the awareness of the locals here that we have Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba that has given them this opportunity that as devotees we can serve and create the awareness that the organization is here to help them in whatever way they could. Above all is the devotees. They are inspired by Swami in this Grama Seva which we have seen that Swami carries out in India. And all of them have been preparing for this day from Friday. So there's a lot of preparation that has been done over the last 3 days. And it's good to see that the turnout that we have here today, that people have commitment to this project.
Okay, the Sathya Sai School Chatsworth was started in 1998. We just had about 59 odd kids, and since then it has grown to the extent that today we have 355 pupils coming from diverse background. Fundamentally, the difference between our school and the government schools around us is that we are value-based. Swami speaks of the 5 human values of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. And this is inherent in all human beings. So it's our job as educators now to bring out those values, and this is what we are involved in.
The Sathya Sai School at Newcastle has located on its property a squatters camp right on its actual property. And in this camp, a number of the children had been taken. You can see the terrible conditions they're living in. They're living in basically huts made out of mud and sticks. They have to carry their water back. They have no running water, no electricity, no heat, no light, but they are going to the Newcastle school. Many of the children living in these camps actually come to the Newcastle school.
It makes no difference who you are. I am your angel.
They greatly enjoy and appreciate the opportunity to come to the Newcastle school and get a Sai education. It's a better education than they would ever get because they basically have no education at all. And in this school, they get a free education.